I'm Avran Lefebvre, this is Kevin Hubb, and this is the Angry Snowboarder Techcast, a show where we're going to talk about the new equipment and tech trends in snowboarding. First up is the Flux boots, which are new to the North American market. They've been in Japan for a few years now, and they sent us a pair to kind of just look and talk about. So, Kevin, what can you say about these?
It's super clean boot. This looks like something that would have come out of, like you've been saying, it looks like it's something that's come out of K2 or Ride, maybe even Vans. It's really well done. It's got, welded seams. The stitching's clean. It looks beefy. It's got a full Vibram sole on it that isn't crazy stiff. It actually has some flex to it, so it's going to actually have some nice board feel underneath. This is their softer boot, actually, despite being their highest end one. It's essentially their pow surfer.
Yeah. And when you look at the liner, you can see the quality in there with the neoprene and how they tucked the seam in, everything, the beefy power strap across the top with the Velcro, everything like that. It's really well built, and they've been making boots for, I think, 5 years in Japan now. I'm not too sure about that, in all honesty. I know that it's been there for a while, but to see them in North America. The one interesting thing was these boots that they sent us did not have footbeds in there, which... Yeah. It could be a sample issue. It could be that someone took them out at one point. I mean, these have probably been to a few trade shows by now.
Right.
So it's not a big issue. And obviously, we don't do boot reviews on Angry Snowboarder because the best boot is the one that fits your foot. But we're here to talk about the fact that they're entering the boot market, giving all you guys something new out there, especially since they're using a Japanese foot mold, which the Japanese lasts are a little different than a European or a North American last, so the width is different, the heel pocket is different, stuff like that. So, obviously everyone's got a different shaped foot. My feet are horribly mangled. The only thing that fit them really are K2s, and that's after a bunch of work. Kevin's got foot issues too, but that's because he did ballet for 10 years.
Those dang toe points, they just get you.
I know, it's okay. But it's cool to see a new offering come to the market right now and be out there for the people. And Flux is 20 plus years in with bindings and to come in and do boots, and we saw Arbor go after 20 years of doing boards into doing bindings. So it's good to see a company expand and have more offerings, especially when they take the time to really work with the product and you look at the seams, the stitching, everything like that. So
yeah, it's a super clean boot. They didn't leave any raw foam sticking out. That would be a very simple way to cut some corners, but they actually grafted some material over the whole foam X arch thing that they've got going on back there. They've got the medial support band to keep everything in place and help lower the instep a little bit while it's in the boot. They took the time to actually put a durable material underneath the footbed. They took the time to actually make a real boot.
Yeah, and when you look at the actual shell without the liner in there and you look down in there, they sewed the internal harness into the shell so you'll get a tighter fit to it, which I'm a huge proponent of those versus just having the internal harness be on the liner.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it will suck it in. It keeps the shell. And when you look at the back spine on this and how beefy this is back there, this boot is designed for forward flex, but you're not going to snap that back spine. And just the material quality alone that they put into here. I mean, the fact that they licensed BOA. The one thing that I don't like is there is no guide over the center of the boot, which, you can see how the cables are pulling and everything like this. But
the other issue that I've always found with boots, especially softer boots that don't have any sort of gusset across areas, it does end up creating a pinch point over time. Tongues are the first thing to die on a boot. That's what flexes most. That's what takes the most brunt of all the force of you riding in the boots. So to have cables, especially two cables like that, run directly across the center of that tongue where it's going to flex most without a guide is going to, we'll see if it creates a pressure point or not. I'm going to try and ride these as much as possible I'm just curious. But yeah, that kind of thing tends to worry me. I like center guides on softer boots because I think it lends to longer durability to the boot.
It does. And the one thing that where I usually blow boots out is right around here in the toe cap from walking in snow, just the way I rest my snowboard and stuff. The fact that they don't have that weird triangle piece right here where it says they brought everything back a little bit further, and then they tucked the seams and everything underneath it, and I think that's going to add some durability. But for a first year offering in North America, I think they came to the table with something better than a lot of other boot brands that are out there.
A lot of major brands.
Yeah, and you look at that and you see it. I'm not sure what the price point is on this.
I didn't hear either.
But I know I can look into that and find that out. But, and they've got a standard heel pull in the inside, everything like that. So, this is Flux's first offering for North America. I mean, we're probably one of the first people to be talking about this.
Yeah.
Definitely on a podcast. So, anyways, yeah. Flux boots, you can look for them in the fall at select retailers in North America. If you're in Japan, they're over there as well. I'm not sure what's going on in the European market, but I don't really pay attention to that.
Yeah, they speak weird languages.
They do. Some of it's kind of angry.
Yeah.
Especially when you wake them up early in the morning. But, whatever. That was her fault. So, anyways, Flux boots, look for them in the fall. I'm Avran, this is Kevin, and this has been the Angry Snowboarder Techcast.
Yeah.